Every once in a while, there's a movie that comes out that just about everybody in your home wants to see, or at least someone in your home is a huge fan of. Chances are Marvel and the Avengers is one of those movies. This week on reviewsfortherestofus.com, we're talking about the very anticipated, much talked about Avengers, The Age of Ultron.
The Avengers, how can you possibly stop me? Show them what we got.
So if you didn't see the first Avengers, basically the idea is that these Marvel superheroes, Iron Man, the Hulk, Black Widow, Captain America, and others, they all come together to fight against a common enemy, a really big bad guy. And in Age of Ultron, he's a really big, bad supervillain called Ultron. Now he's voiced by James Spader of The Blacklist, and he is a fantastic villain. Kind of makes this movie have a little bit darker edge than other movies when they have to come together and fight against this guy who basically wants to end the world.
I'm gonna tear you apart from the inside.
Oh boy.
So where should you see this movie? Well, you should totally see it in the theater. This movie is worth every single penny to see on the big screen. It's an experience, and it's an immersive one. And if you can afford to go for the 3D, do it. If your theater has D-Box with those moving seats that almost put you in the movie, and you can afford to do that, do it. It is going to be a riot for that. So who should you see it with? Well, as far as date night, guys, girls night, all that kind of stuff, no problem. You got teenagers, no big deal. But unlike some of the other Marvel movies where if you have younger kids like preteens, middle schoolers, elementary school kids, where it wasn't as big a deal, I want to give you a word of caution as a parent myself of a 10 and an 8-year-old. There's more sexual innuendo in this movie than I'm used to seeing in any Marvel at all. In fact, it's in there several times, and that's worth noting because it's pretty out front. There's also some foul language, and another area of concern, there's what you'd almost call graphic violence on humans. I mean, a lot of Marvel movies, it's superhero on superhero, or them shooting down range and a bunch of bad guys disappearing. But in this movie, there's actually a scene or two where you see a fairly gruesome scene of a human who's lost his life, and it's kind of in a disturbing setting too. So if you've got those younger kids and you're ready to rush gung-ho to take them to this, at least think twice and go in with your guard up. Hope this has been helpful for you. As always, the greatest compliment you can give us is share us with your friends, and then like us here on Facebook or on YouTube, subscribe. And if you missed our review last week of Age of Adeline and you're looking for something a little different, maybe Avengers isn't your speed, that's a great movie. And you can watch the review of that movie in its entirety just by clicking right here. We'll see you next week on reviewsfortherestofus.com. Real reviews, real helpful.